So let's talk about the challenge, beginner challenge. So the first question, get the third character. We receive an array of characters and we want to return the third element. So what do we have on the third element? So in JavaScript, when we have an array, so this is the first element, which is index 0. This is the second element, which is index 1. And this is the third element, which is index 2. Thank you, right? So the only thing we need to do, I've seen some of you writing like hundreds of lines of code, right? But in reality, the only thing we need to do is that, right? Return characters of 2. It works. Cool. Easy. Let's have a look to the next one. Get the minimum value. That's interesting. That's interesting. So with JavaScript, we have some utilities to calculate the minimum value trivially without doing any manual calculation. Of course, we could create an algorithm to do that. But hey, if JavaScript provides that, why do we want to reinvent the wheel, right? So do you know how can we do that with JavaScript very easily? Math_min, exactly. So we can do math.min, value 1, value 2, value 3, and that's it, right? If we wanted to get the max, we could use math.max, right? It's the same principle. So let's try that. Exactly, it works. Any question? No? Cool. Third question. This is slightly more complicated, not because of the structure of the test, but because you need to pay attention to so many things. Capital cases, spaces, exclamation marks. It's very easy to fail here. It's very, very easy. So let's do something. If a score is above 80, yeah. Right. So if the score is above 80, I want to return. There are multiple ways to display strings, right? I'm going to use something quite sexy, which is template literals, which is the backticks. Please pay attention because I've seen some of you using single quotes. This is not a single quote. This is a backtick. On Macs, this is at the bottom of the laptop. On Windows, this is on top. So then you can combine strings with variables. So you can do score, and then look how sexy this is. I can do score, right, which is a variable, and then space, hyphen, time to, sorry, I need to zoom it out a bit, handle fame, right? And then the semicolon, right? Else, if score is above or equals to 50, right? So that's the next message, right? Return the same thing, right? Score, keep training. And finally, else, because there is no any other scenario than the lowest score, right? Return score. Welcome to Java capital S script, yeah, right? Right. So it's very easy. I can maybe I failed somewhere, right? But let's review that. So if the score is above 80, score time to handle fame. If it's above 50, score space keep training. That's correct. If otherwise, score welcome to JavaScript. Is there any problem?
You missed the curly brace.
I missed the curly brace. Where?
Function.
I cannot see that, guys.
One for the else, you should be not going off for the function.
But the function is here, right?
Is there? Oh.
Alright, let's try that. It works, right? Any question?
How long did it take you to learn this up until this when you started to learn JavaScript?
It's a few days. Right, question number 4. Get average coffee price. Off topic, this is real. That happens on the coffee shop in this building, right? Don't ask me why. Every day you go, you get a different price, right? So then I decided to calculate the average. Why? I don't know, right? So, right, we got an array. As we have an array, you know how to calculate the average, right? So you get a total, and you divide the total, you divide it by the number of elements, right? It's easy, basic operation with mathematics. So the first thing I need to do is I need to calculate the total. And to calculate the total, I'm going to create a new variable called total, and I'm going to do something very new because JavaScript has massively evolved. So I'm going to use one of the sexiest methods that you can use with arrays in JavaScript, which is weak prices.reduce. So with reduce, and I'm not going to explain how reduce works right now, but with reduce you can do so many things so easily. that you can solve that. Look at the only thing we need to do, and again, I'm not going to explain that now because, yeah, we have some YouTube videos to explain how reduce works, but just to let you know that we can do it easily, right? So it will iterate over the array of elements, and then the only thing I need to do is to add all the values, right? And once I have the total, how do I get the average? Divide by?
Number of elements in the array.
How do we get the number of elements of an array?
Dot length.
Correct, thank you. Price dot length, right? So week prices is an array. So as it's an array, if we do dot notation dot length, it will tell you how many elements the array has. 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, whatever.
Isn't total a bit confusing? I know it's a local variable. You can make it price instead of total.
That, total, you want to rename that variable.
No, the one inside.
The one inside.
Price. Yeah.
No, because this is the total. Well, you can rename it if you want, yeah. So we can talk about readability. One of the most important things when you write code is to write readable code, because you are going to share the code with your colleagues, right? That's fine, right? We can do. So this will return essentially this function, which again, I'm not going to explain it further now, but this will calculate the total. 2.8 plus 2.9 plus 2.7 plus 2.6 plus 3. I got the total, 13, 14, whatever. And then the only thing I need to do is I need to divide the total, 13, 14, whatever, between the number of elements of the array, right? So if we try that, yeah, it works, right? Any question? No? Cool. So let's jump to the last question. I like that one. So we need to reverse the name of the rock star. There are multiple ways to do that, but I'm going to show you a very easy one, right? So when you have a problem about sorting, reversing, modifying where the elements show up on a list, it's very convenient to transform the input, which is a string, into an array, because arrays are very powerful, right? So if I bring the data model to an array, it will be much easier to interact with. So then the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a name split, so that will return an array of individual characters, E, L, V, I, S, etc. And then as it is an array, I can call reverse, which comes with JavaScript. So reverse will literally swap the order of the elements on the array. And finally, I just need to join to again do the same thing on the other way around. So on the first step, I have a string, and then I get an array of strings. Then I reverse the array of strings, and finally I join them again because we want to have a string, right? So if we do that, yeah, it works, right? Any question?
What's split doing again?
So split is transforming a string, hello, into an array of strings, H, E, L.
Each letter.
Each letter,
Right.
exactly. Split is very powerful. We can do multiple things with a split, but purely talking about strings, this is what it does. Converts a string into an array of strings, right? Right, so that's pretty much it. And I'll save the video and I'll share it with you on our YouTube channel and on the Meetup group, right?